Nikes on my feet, keep my cipher complete. Nikes in the Nikes on my feet, keep my cipher complete. Nikes in the
What's going on, guys? This is Jaron from WearTesters.com, and here we have a performance review on the Nike Air Bakin. Shake and Bakin. That's right, Shake and Bakin. So as always here on WearTesters.com, we're going to start off with the traction. The traction on the Nike Air Bakin is full-length herringbone. It's very deep and durable. The traction on clean courts is adequate, but nothing extraordinary. Occasionally you may have to wipe, but on non-maintained dusty floors, wipes are absolutely necessary. I slipped a few times, especially in the heel area where traction isn't present due to the visible Air Max unit. So on jump stops and hop steps, it becomes a problem. And I was experiencing hiccups with the traction. So that can lead to all kinds of things. It's gonna mess up your shot quite a bit, you know, it's kind of like pulling a chair from under your ass. Outdoors, this traction pattern works very well as the traction here used is very deep. The rubber isn't very pliable, so that means it's very durable. So outdoor ballers, you're gonna love this shoe because it's gonna last a long time. Something that I would have liked to see out of the traction on the Bakin is to see it up and around the midsole, especially here in this forefoot area. The lack of an outrigger is really missing here. So those side to side lateral movements, you know, the Nike Air Bakin just doesn't support those movements. So the midsole traction would have helped a lot with those kind of movements, especially for a guy like me who's a slasher in the guard. So the cushion on the Bakin is a heel and forefoot Air Max. It works as advertised. So if you enjoy impact protection, you're gonna love this shoe. If you want something that's a little bit more flexible and has a good range of motion, this is not the shoe for you. With that being said though, the forefoot cushion has a pretty decent court feel, which is something that guards and people who are forefoot heavy are gonna like. So if you don't mind giving up a little bit of flexibility of range of motion and you enjoy impact protection, the cushion setup on the Nike Air Bakin is just for you. So synthetic nubuck is used on the overlay and the mesh material on the underlay for that little bit of reduction of weight. So most of the weight on the Bakin is going to come from the midsole and that Air Max unit as well as the outsole. So it's a very bottom heavy shoe, but the top it's, you know, not light, but it's not heavy either. But over time, wear and tear allow the materials to stretch and give me a little bit more dead space in the toe area than I would have liked. The ankle area though is very well padded. I didn't experience any rubbing or discomfort or anything like that. The fit on these is true to size, and the thick padding in the ankle area is very nice. It actually reminds me a little bit of the Adidas GeoFit system that's featured on the Rose line. Very comfortable. If you enjoy comfortability in your ankle, you're gonna love the Nike Air Bakin. The lockdown is great from the midfoot back to the heel area. I had no problems there whatsoever, but as you get towards the forefoot, the lockdown lacks a little bit. Like I said in the material sections, over time the material stretched, leaving me with a little bit more dead space in this toe area, as you can see right here. So when I'm making jump stops, hop steps, or step backs, my feet are slamming into the front of the shoe, and at the end of the night my toes were pretty sore. The way the Nike Air Bakin flexes is right about here. It's a little bit of a weird spot, so if you're a forefoot heavy player, it's a little bit weird. It doesn't translate very well, and I think that contributed to the weird creasing and stretching of the materials here, and it actually protrudes inward, and you might not think that's a big problem, but it actually is. I could really feel that material digging into my foot, and it's just not a comfortable fit. So overall, everything from the midfoot back, including the ankle area as far as fit goes, was great, but when you go towards the forefoot, it gets increasingly worse. If you don't use quick stops and jump stops, step backs, you know, you're not going to experience the problems that I did because I'm a slasher. So the Nike Air Bakin might look like it features ventilated areas in the upper, but it actually doesn't. These mesh areas aren't ventilated because inside the Nike Air Bakin there's a underlying material blocking heat from escaping. We've all seen it before. Even the tongue that is all mesh has material underneath it. I think that Nike could have done at least us a favor and made the tongue, you know, breathable, so because heat rises so he could escape from the top. But my feet didn't feel as hot as they did in like a Nike KD6. 6. Ventilation is not something the Nike Air Bakin does well. So if you look for ventilation in a shoe, the Nike Air Bakin doesn't provide that. But I've experienced a lot worse. As far as support, we have a molded midsole right here. For arch support, I didn't experience any discomfort, stiffness, or strain in my arch, so that's a good note. So lockdown from the midfoot back, including the ankle area, was great, but over time, the stretching materials made the forefoot lockdown lack a little bit. The overall base layer didn't really support slashers and guards on their quick lateral side-to-side movements, including the heel here for those quick jump stops and pull-ups. The lack of the outrigger is really missing. I'm telling you, if there was an outrigger, a lot of the problems of the Nike Air Bakin would have been solved a little bit. When I was making those side-to-side movements, I could feel the shoe either fighting with me and it was really uncomfortable, or my ankle would just roll. That's just not something slashers and guards would want in their shoe. Not everyone's a slasher and guard, so if you're a big guy, you have really good footwork, and you're like Tim Hardaway, and you plant your feet and use your entire upper body to juke out your opponent, then you should have no problems with the Nike Air Bakin. So overall, the Nike Air Bakin gives good lockdown from midfoot back, but in the forefoot area, it lacks a little bit. The Air Max cushion is great for people who want impact protection. The lack of an outrigger is really going to hurt players who want to do side-to-side movements, lateral movements, quick stops, step backs, pull-ups, and things like that. But if you don't use these moves and you're a heavy-footed player, you don't use your forefoot, you kind of keep your feet planted to the ground, like Tim Hardaway did very often, you're gonna love the Nike Air Bakin because it has great impact protection. The ankle area is absolutely fantastic, and the materials are durable, and it could handle any weight, in my opinion. So in a nutshell, guys who are light on their feet and use good footwork and use their upper body are gonna love the Nike Air Bakin. Quick guards who use real good side-to-side lateral movements are gonna find something left to be desired. So that pretty much takes care of the performance review for the Nike Air Bakin. Check weartesters.com for any more of your performance need. I'm talking basketball, football, baseball, soccer, golf, skateboarding, kicks on court, kicks off court, anything you guys need. Check out weartesters.com. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.